The day I became both mom and dad, the day she left, it was raining. Not the gentle kind that kisses the earth, but the relentless kind that beats down like the sky is punishing you for something you don't remember doing. I was sitting on the floor of our small apartment, a half-packed suitcase between us. She wouldn't look me in the eye. Our daughter Zara was in her room coloring. Too young to understand, too young to know that her world was about to split in half. "I can't do this anymore," my wife said, her voice trembling but determined. "I need to find myself again." Find herself. The words cut deeper than any shout could have. I wanted to fight, to plead, to make her stay, but something in her eyes told me she'd already left long before she spoke the words. Minutes later, the door shut behind her, and the sound echoed like the final nail sealing a coffin. I just sat there, numb, staring at that closed door. Then a small voice came from behind me. "Daddy, where's Mama?" And in that moment I realized I had to be both. Both the arms that tucked her in at night and the hands that braided her hair in the morning. Both the voice that sang her lullabies and the one that taught her to stand strong. That was the day I became both mom and dad. The first months were chaos. Mornings became a battlefield. I'd burn the toast, forget to match her socks, and somehow end up with her hair looking like it had survived a small tornado. I could almost hear my wife's laugh in the back of my mind, teasing me for never learning how to braid. Money was tight. My job as a delivery driver barely covered rent, daycare, and groceries. Nights were the hardest. Once Zara was asleep, the apartment felt too quiet and my thoughts too loud. I'd lie there wondering if I was enough, if love alone could fill the space her mother left behind. But then there were moments that kept me going. The first time, Zara said, "Daddy, you made my hair look like a princess, even though it was crooked and lopsided." The time I sewed the button back on her favorite dress and she hugged me like I'd saved her whole world. The nights she'd fall asleep on my chest, her small hand clutching my shirt. Like she knew I was all she had and all she needed. I learned to cook because she deserved more than instant noodles. I learned how to braid because she deserved to feel beautiful. I learned patience because she deserved to grow without feeling like a burden. Every holiday was a test. Mother's Day was the worst. She'd come home from school with little paper crafts the teacher had them make, and she'd give hers to me, saying, "You're my mom too." I'd smile, hold back tears, and put them on the fridge like medals I didn't know I'd earned. One year her school had a mother-daughter tea. Zara wanted to go. My first instinct was to say no, that it'd be awkward. But then I saw her eyes, hopeful, uncertain. We went. I wore my best shirt and sat in a room full of moms. Some smiled politely. Others whispered. But Zara held my hand the entire time, introducing me to her friends with pride. "This is my dad," she said, "but he's also my mom." As the years passed, she grew. Watched her learn to ride a bike, to paint, to speak her mind. We argued sometimes, about homework, about curfews, but every argument ended the same way. With us sitting on the couch, her leaning against me, and me telling her I loved her no matter what. The day she graduated high school, I stood in the crowd, clapping so hard my hands ached. She walked across the stage, took her diploma, and when her eyes found mine, she mouthed, "Thank you." Later that night, she handed me a gift. A small, wrapped box. Inside was a keychain with the words, "Best Dad, Best Mom." My hero, I couldn't speak. I just hugged her, holding on like I had that first night when it was just us against the world. Looking back now, I realized that the day she left, my wife didn't just take something away. She gave me something too. She gave me the chance to prove to myself and to my daughter that love isn't about roles or titles. It's about showing up. Every single day, I may not have been perfect, but I was there. And sometimes being there is enough to turn a broken start into a beautiful story. Because the day I became both mom and dad was also the day I became the man my daughter could always count on.